Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be doing the TCL live stream here. I know I didn't name it yet. I got it all named incorrectly and stuff. I don't know. I have to go in and rename it after the stream because it's not letting me see it beforehand. But at the very least, we can have this conversation now. So I'm going to see if there's a way I can name it ahead of time. Yes, I can. Okay, so I can go in and name it because I always forget to do this. I'm always just so late to these streams. But if you guys have questions, definitely start asking them. And then we're going to just start the live Q&A. Alright, so there we go. So now it should at the very least be named correctly. And we can now have an appropriate conversation. Because I had to name something different, so thanks for bearing with that. What's going on, Skyhawk? Thanks for being the first one here. Silent Wake, what's going on, man? Thanks, guys, for stopping by. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to be doing a live Q&A on the TCL Q825, where you get to basically ask any question about the TV and I can answer it. And that is going to be what I'm doing for now. Now, I have a video that is going to be coming up whenever I can figure out my storage issues, because I'm having some issues where I'm like full on my storage space, so I've got to move some things around. But I've got a really exciting video that you guys are definitely going to want to see, showing off this glitch for the TCL Q825, where basically it like shows the individual local dimming zones mapping out things around bright objects. It's quite crazy. So that's one of the things that we can talk about at the least. What's going on, Triforce Player 2? What's happening, man? Thanks for stopping by. And if you guys have any questions, fire away. I'm just kind of here hanging out on Injustice 2. Not planning on doing a terribly long stream tonight. I got to get some dinner in me because I'm just literally stopping right into the stream without doing anything. So hopefully I can at least answer some questions that you guys may or may not have. Now, as far as what we've been seeing this week out of the TCL Q825, I can safely say that for most people, this TV is a total pass. For me, it's definitely a pass. As you guys may or may not know, I'm planning on going with a Sony A8G. I'm no fan of OLED, but of course that is my wife's top pick, so that's what I ended up doing. And that should be happening again tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get in and test everything out. Because I haven't seen, like, the new Sony A8G. Like, I saw the A8F and like older Sonys, but I haven't actually got hands-on with the brand new A8G. Now, a lot of people are saying that the A9G and the A series are the same, but you know, the A8G, so many numbers. Like, why don't they just like name it a class and call it a day? But essentially, the step-down version from the top-of-the-line OLED is going to be, you know, the same as the top of the line, but I think there might be some differences because of course that processor is very different, and that's something I will definitely be not only investigating but talking about with you guys in the coming weeks. As far as general news, I think it's been pretty quiet, relatively quiet, right? There's not a whole lot going on here. What's going on, DB? BD? What's happening, man? You said, did you do a review on the A8G or was that the A8F? That's the A8F. Not the A8G. That's coming tomorrow, which of course I'll be pulling that thing apart and really putting it through its paces to see if it has improved since the last time I've seen a Sony OLED, at least with my own content and things of that nature. Now, I must say, I'm not really looking forward to it. Kind of nervous about it, to be honest with you, because I know that they are susceptible to burn in, and I know that they are still using the same LG panels. It's like literally nothing has changed. I really want to know what's so different about it, but I don't know. Maybe they've made it brighter, maybe they figured something out. That's something I guess I'll have to see, but no, I haven't done a review on the A8G yet. That is coming. We have Sneaker Tech TV. You said, yo, I'm back for the second week. Definitely loving the channel. I appreciate that. You said, and all the advice and information you're giving your community, continue to keep up the good work. Well, I appreciate you just stopping by and saying what's up and, you know, being a part of the channel as well. You know, we definitely have a lot of news that is coming out around this TCL. I thought this TV, to be very honest with you, Sneaker Tech TV, I thought it was going to be pretty good, but not at all. I mean, like I was telling some of the earlier people that came onto the stream, I've got some like really funny video to show you guys of just what the glitch that I was talking about when I told you it maps out individual LED zones and things like that. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. And a lot of people are going to be really mad about it. But, you know, a lot of people also appreciate that I'm showing them so they don't have to do what I did and waste the money and then have to go through this return. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but this TV is heavy as hell because of that stand and just the overall packaging weight. It's really heavy. But, yeah, definitely plan on keeping it up. So thanks, man. We've got BD that says kind of nice to see. We've got Skyhawk. You said you should compare your TVs to TCL, and you said compare them where the TCL failed to see if the others struggle and do the same. Honestly, I was thinking about doing that, but to be honest with you, there's no point. There's, at this point, like after the video, like, because it's not live yet, I have to obviously figure out my storage issues and move around all of my files and stuff like that. But once I'm done doing that, I'll be able to upload this final video. I mean, after you see the video that I have coming up next, there's literally no reason to do a comparison against the TCL. I think, in fact, the only people that would be buying the TCL after seeing what I have to show you are those that are probably void of any brain cells, or those that are probably like just completely on the payroll of TCL. Because I mean, there's no two ways about it. Once you see what I have after this live stream, trust me when I tell you, it's not gonna go good for TCL. I mean, it's so bad. Like, I mean, I wish I could show you guys now, but I can't. I can't show you guys because I have to move all this crap around. But just wait. I was gonna do a comparison to the H9F. I even say so in the video that I have. But really though, like, it'd be overkill if I did that. Like, I would literally just be like picking on TCL at that point to the point of no return. I mean, really, trust me when I tell you, there's no need. TCL by default is gonna lose. It's a bright TV. It can hit deep black levels, but that's like a party trick, dude. Because when you see the rest of the TV, it unravels real quick. We've got Adam. What's going on, man? You said I liked your Best Buy review again, and yeah, man, I think it's one of those things that, I don't know, I feel the need to put it out there when Best Buy thinks they can get away with just deleting everybody. Like, that's just gonna happen, and nobody calls it, of course. So I have to be the only jerk out here. I really wish there was somebody with the integrity on my level, at the very least halfway on my level, but I haven't found a single person with the balls at the very least to say, hey, listen, this is messed up and it needs to stop. I mean, everybody's just sitting on their fingers collecting freaking money to keep quiet, and I don't know, I'm not a hooker, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be bought off and then sit quietly. It's like a sugar daddy relationship with all these YouTube influencers and their sponsors. It's ridiculous. And honestly, I can't handle it. So, yeah, I had to put Best Buy on the spot for what they did. It was too much, and I think that they crossed a line that they shouldn't have by deleting real consumers. And I know it's going to continue to happen, and as it does, you best believe I'll keep exposing it. So we have more people coming into the chat now, so welcome to everybody who is stopping by tonight. Feel free to ask your questions about the TCL 8 series. This is definitely the time to ask any other questions in general that you guys do have, while you guys have me here live to give an in-depth answer. We've got William. You said my TV came in broken, which absolutely sucks. You said, is the glass always supposed to look scratched? No, that is definitely not supposed to happen at all. We have 73 Maple Piper. You said, love your honesty, keep it quantum, keeping it straight up, and most definitely have to. I mean, honestly, I don't even think it's like that big a deal, to be real with you guys. Like, I know you guys are like glad, obviously, that there's somebody like leveling with you, but to be real with you, I honestly don't even see it as a big deal. Like, I think I'm just being normal. Like, I don't think it's hard not to lie. You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it not to lie? I don't know. Especially about something as trivial to me as TVs. I mean, because I'm not getting paid to talk about these TVs, so it's literally just as simple as, hey, guess what? This sucks about this TV, and if you buy it, you're gonna run into the suckage. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I do appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. What's going on, Skyhawk? You said, sorry, didn't mention I was asking about the H9F. I gotta see your prior comment. Oh, yeah, I was planning on doing a little comparison against the H9F, but honestly, dude, honestly, trust me, I wish I could like look at you in person and tell you this. Honestly, my dude, there is no point. It is literally pointless. The H9F slaughters this TV. I don't have to do a side-by-side. It's kind of like with the Q9FN. When I was telling you guys I didn't even have to compare it to my Q8, it's one of those situations where I know it's just so bad, but this is like times that by 10. Like, trust me, dude, there's no point. The TCL is just not a performer at all. it's barely a TV that should be on the shelves. Like, seriously. What's going on? Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Yep, definitely gonna mess this up. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I'm gonna mess your name up. Satgender Singh. What's going on, man? Sorry if I butchered your name. You said H9F or 900E for the same price. For the same price, I'd go with the H9F. It's brighter and more future-proof for future content as far as, again, visuals and things of that, and the way you can, again, grow with the content. But the 900E is also a very good TV for motion, and it's a looker. Though if I did have to choose, ultimately I would choose the H9F. But that's a personal thing, because I do like the freedom that it gives you over color space management that Sony doesn't have. So that's something to think about. What's going on, BD? You said, is this the TCL Live right now? What do you mean the TCL Live right now? I don't understand what you mean. Rick, what's going on? You said I ordered the Q8FN. It's a fantastic TV. You should definitely love it. What's going on, Carol Brooke? What's happening? You said I love your channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. We've got 73 Maple Piper. You said TV salesmen are the new car salesmen. Oh my God, isn't that right? And just go off on a little tangent here. Funny story. You know, when I walk into a Best Buy, they look at you like almost like you're nothing, right? I don't know if you guys experience this. If you have, please let me know in the comment sections for sure. But I have this experience where every time I walk into a Best Buy, they like look at me like almost like sizing me up, like you're nothing to them, like you're garbage, right? And then you walk and you start looking in their department, and then they'll slowly like check you out, and then they'll look, and then they'll mosey on over, and then they'll ask you a question. Oh, you looking for something in particular? You know what I mean? And then you know, just to play with them, you go, yeah, what about this? And you know, you figure out that ultimately at the end of the day, they're just in it for the sale, obviously. But it's so funny because like I had this one kid, I think he was like a Microsoft rep or something like that, and I was asking him about the what was I asking him about? It was like something about like what did he think about Microsoft integrating their technologies into like other products and things like that for TVs, and basically he was talking random nonsense in circles. Long story short, kid tries to upsell me on like a Surface tablet and like tries to get me to get the works, and then I tell him, yeah, no, I'm good, I got a Samsung tablet, so I'm good. And then the look on his face was priceless. But yeah, they're like used car salesmen because like they just don't care. I mean, anything they can say to you to get a sale, you know what I mean? And I think that's really what it is today. I don't think it's just that though. I think it's like there's money in it, right? And there's a lot of untapped money in it. I mean, for the sole fact that you have hundreds of thousands of people interested in TVs, and you have tons of people willing to cash out. And you guys already saw what happened with my Best Buy review, right? Like, that got yanked because I was honest. I said, hey, blase happened, and you might want to be careful because this product right here is not worth $2,000. You say stuff like that, they'll yank your review, and they'll be like, you're out of your mind. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like why I run this channel, because I hate when people lie, right? To the point of hurting not just you guys, but me, because like I read those same reviews you guys do, right? Like I'm still a person, you know? And so for me, I think, yeah, they're definitely the new car salesmen for sure. And it goes a step further because I don't even think car salesmen are that particularly shady, because at least you kind of have general knowledge about the car you're getting yourself into. But with TVs, like, it's such uncharted territory for a lot of people, you know? Like, some people don't even know the difference between the various HDRs, you know? So, I don't know. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. What's going on, Maria Campos? You say, Carlos, how is it better for movies, the 900F? If you're looking for movies, the better TV between the two would be the, I would say the Q8FN, simply because the black levels are better and they don't bloom in the dark scenes. Really a shame that the TCL Q825 is messed up, which I definitely would have to agree there. All those thousands of LEDs, you'd think they could work something out, right? We've got Jason, what's going on? You said, what TV would you recommend for 100% 4K sports watching? If you're watching sports, it's kind of hard right now because there aren't really that many TVs that are performing high for sports. I'd say check out an H9F. That'd be my #1 recommendation right now for sports. Second to that, maybe a Q80R. But be mindful the colors aren't going to be that great. But other than that, that's what I would recommend for that. William, you said for a small room, is a 65-inch too big? Depends on how small, but typically yes. I would say if you're sitting anywhere from all the way up to, let's say, about 7 feet away from your TV, I mean, you don't need more than a 65-inch, I would say. That should be your max. But if you're obviously closer, like let's say you're in a really small room and you only got about, like, you know, 5 feet distance that you're sitting away from the TV, I mean, a 65 is a little bit overkill. It is, a little bit, but it could be nice overkill too in some ways for some people. I think when you really start to get to the two big sizes, 75 and 85 and above, those are way too big. People go to bat arguing that they love the immersion that they get out of how big it is, and I keep trying to explain the science of, like, just imagine I took a picture of you and I keep trying to blow it up to billboard sizes. It's the same resolution that image was shot at, and you just keep expanding it, and eventually you're going to lose quality. And that's what happens. It's just zooming in an image way too much. And I don't think a lot of people are being practical with the large screen sizes, but, you know, that's a conversation for another time, you know. What's going on, James? You say, is a mini LED TV being made by Hisense? Honestly, I don't know. I know they're making their dual layer where they put, like, well, right now they're marketing it as dual panel, or the first multi-panel TV. Technically the world's first multi-panel TV, which is like a mouthful. I don't know why they'd market it that way, but that's what Hisense is doing. But I don't know about mini LED, but I mean, who knows, right? What's going on, Peter? You said, any recommendations for a 75-inch? Unfortunately limited to purchasing from Best Buy. Budget is $2,500. It uses for 80% sports, and the rest is news, occasionally movies. I mean, if you could find yourself a Q8FN, oh yeah, you're limited to Best Buy. So, I mean, your only real options kind of suck. I'd wait till 2020, because, I mean, right now, the Q80R is one of the better TVs for sports, but you're losing that quality as far as colors. So, I don't know if that would be ideal. Brett, what's going on, man? You said, I can confirm that that did that at the Best Buy? Oh, okay, yeah. You're running into the same thing in your Best Buy? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Best Buy, but every time I walk in there, especially in home theater, they'll all, like, come up to you and try to sell you the OLED. Like, that's what I run into a lot in my home theater. I don't know if you guys are the same, but I had one kid. I call him a kid because, I mean, like, he's really immature, but he's a really old guy, clearly in his late 40s, but he acts like a kid. And, you know, every time I'm there, he's like, because I'm never an OLED fan myself by nature, and I'm always looking at other TVs. I'm clearly looking at, like, a Master Series Sony or something, you know what I mean? And he goes over and he's like, have you considered the OLED? And I'm like, I know all about burning, I'm good. And he's like, goes on this, like, latter part of, like, realistically, because I don't have the patience for this, like, 2-minute and 50-second rant, like, legitimately timed probably, on, like, why OLED is the best TV money could possibly buy, in LG in particular. And I'm just like, oh my god, nobody cares, you know? And that's just, like, it gets to the point where, like, when you're about to check out, they go, no, are you sure you don't want to look at something more, you know, what do they say? It's always something like, it's like a cheap shot they'll take at you, like, oh, you sure you don't want to look at something better for the money? I mean, you sure? All right. And then if you deny the Geek Squad, they'll be like, are you sure you don't want the Geek Squad as well? Because, I mean, we won't be able to help you. Like, you know, and it's almost like a blackmailing kind of thing. Like, you know, we're not going to take care of you. You don't buy our crappy insurance. And, like, get out of here. I don't need that trash. But, of course, that was on LED TVs. Now with OLEDs, that's a different story, and now they have a little bit more room to argue. I don't know, man. But, yeah, so glad to see I'm not the only one dealing with that crap at Best Buy. We've got Carol Brook. You said, I'm glad I bought the H9F and instead, right? And then, okay, it's a two-part statement here. And you said, your videos really helped me out, which I'm glad that I was able to do that. Yeah, I still love the H9F. I mean, I literally was just telling my wife today, I don't want an OLED. The Sony's coming tomorrow, but to be very honest with you, I'm not really excited about it. I don't really care that much. I'm more excited for the H9F, if I'm being real. I mean, I'll give the Sony a chance, but for me personally, I don't really like it. This is kind of like more of a family thing that I'm doing, but I mean, really though, I don't care about OLED. I'm not an OLED fan, don't like OLEDs, I'm sick of how dim they are. I could go on forever, like, I'm just not an OLED fan. I'm hoping that, the one thing I'm really hoping is that the A8G will somehow magically give me the ability to make some magical settings, because they do have extra picture presets that I do know about, so hopefully I'm able to work some magic out, but we'll see when it gets here. I'll see all that. Fingers crossed on that one. Brandon Lee, what's going on? You said, love what you're doing here. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. BD was saying, I was wondering if Injustice was playing on the TCL or the Q8FN. Ah, good question. Yeah, it's playing on the TCL. And I'm not going to lie to you, it looks the worst it's ever looked. Just like during a live stream. Not going to lie. It looks pretty terrible. I mean, I probably could mess with it to try to make it look better, but, I mean, there's very little I could do. I mean, I could detail a lot about the TCL, actually. Funny thing, when you leave the TCL Q825 for a long time and it goes to like its standby screen, it has like a bunch of little TCLs that like flood the screen, and like it looks black from the front, but then when you step off axis, oh my god. I might actually record that and post that, because bro, oh my god, like there's no way that they could have possibly have gotten any worse than the worst TV out there. Like the LG SM9000 probably has deeper blacks at an angle than this trash for $2,100. Like, bro, I'm over it. Big shout out to AP the Shooter for your donation of $4.99. I definitely say thank you and appreciate it, man. You said, Q, hope all is well, and should I wait until Black Friday and get the H9F on sale, or do you think I should, or do you think it'll be sold out? And you said, or cut out the Best Buy and get the Q8, or and cut out the BS and get the Q8F. I gotcha. Honestly, it's gonna depend, and I say that because if you want like the brightest TV possible to get the best, most impactful HDR, I would say the Q8FN is going to be the safer bet. If you want to run into zero blooming literally at all, when you get to like, again, loading icons and things like that, the Q8FN is going to be your best bet, because the H9F does tend to have a bit of a panel lottery, and it definitely does have some situations where even if you get a good panel, you're still going to run into some blooming on those logos for video games and things like that. So I would recommend the Q8FN over the H9F just slightly because of that reason. But as far as like color and overall picture quality, it's hard, man, because the H9F gives you like a freedom that I've never seen on a TV, really, like to the degree like everything is so aggressively tuned and easy to adjust. So it's really hard. It's not an easy thing at all, which is why ultimately I did own them both at one time. But I mean, really, it's quite difficult. But as far as waiting, I don't know that they'd be sold out, but at the same point in time, I can't say that like a lot of people won't magically find my videos and like be like, oh my god, this is it, this is the TV I need, it's cheap, let's do it, you know. So I can't really predict that. I can say that $8.99 is not a bad price, but it probably will go on like $100 less sale. I don't expect less than $100, but that's just for right now anyway. Hopefully that was helpful. I don't really know, but I definitely appreciate you helping out the channel, man. What's going on? I think it is Skyhawk. What's going on, man? I had my chat here lag for a second. You said, is the H9F way better than the Vizio P-Series Quantum X? Yes, day and night better in like so many different areas. In the video that I did on the P-Series Quantum X versus the Hisense H9F, I showed where the Hisense had less blooming than the Vizio P-Series Quantum X when you got to logos. So even though Vizio has over 300 something odd zones of local dimming, it does absolutely nothing when you get to the smallest bright highlights. That's where it struggled the absolute most. So I think, yeah, by far, off that alone, it's a better TV. You said Vizio has been good to you in the past. Hey, if you're definitely a Vizio fan, then maybe, but I mean, honestly, even if you're a Vizio fan, what they're doing for motion right now is pretty terrible. Like, it breaks apart, it does not look good. The Hisense is beating it for less money. The color is better on the Hisense as well. The only advantage really that I saw with the Vizio is that it does have a sharper image, and it has a little bit better contrast, obviously because of the more local dimming zones that it does offer. But ultimately, if you're talking overall picture quality and user experience day to day, that Hisense is going to spank that Vizio, and I'm just keeping it as real as I can. Save yourself the money and just get yourself an H9F. That'd be my recommendation, man. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm not even gonna try that. I'm just gonna read your comment because I don't even know how to say that. You said, is the automatic update on the KS8000 the update you made the video about, or do I need a USB to download it? Honestly, it varies per region. Sometimes they roll these things out expediently, but in my experience, it's been very slow across the board, and most people usually have to use a flash drive. Now for me, I just auto-updated it. Literally, I just like had it online because I literally had nothing to lose, and I was like checking, like I randomly check from time to time on that particular TV anyway, and it just popped up after like a little while of watching Saint Seiya, and then it was like, hey, you got an update, do you want to do it? And I was like, sure, you already ruined my TV, so it can't get any worse. And I was like, alright, cool. And lo and behold, it was actually a great update, so finally Samsung gets something right. But yeah, I couldn't tell you how they would roll it out on your side of the world, or you know, where you are, to be specific. I couldn't tell you. What's going on, Jason? You said, what do you think of the Samsung TV, the frame, for my kids' room to watch cartoons and family TV shows and photos when it's off? I mean, I think that's not a bad TV. I mean, if it's for photos when it's off and for TV shows, I think that's an ideal TV to do that. It's still a QLED and it has a lot of the same technologies. It's just not going to be like the most state-of-the-art thing. But again, I mean, if it's for a kids' room with TVs, it's still, I can guarantee you it's probably going to be better than what we grew up with watching TV, if that makes sense. Like, it's going to be really good. So it's not like you're getting like a junk TV or anything like that. So food for thought there. Peter, you said thanks, no problem. We've got Chris. You said, hey Q, how's it going? It's going all right. Can't wait to get some dinner in me, but hey, it's going, right? You said, I have a KS8000 running 1231. I've left it off the internet. Should I update to 1241? Thanks. I mean, honestly, I think the only people who shouldn't run the update are probably those people that have like the literally day one factory patch on there. Otherwise, you've got nothing to lose, really. And 1241 makes it better. So especially the motion's like day and night better. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I would definitely say give it a try, man. Johnny, what's going on? You said Udaman Q, or Udaman Quantum, you said appreciate you, man. I appreciate that as well. Love the comments and the support. And you said loving your H9F. It is a fantastic TV, and I'm missing my H9F. I regret getting rid of the damn thing. Literally, like, every day I watch every TV. I'm not even joking, like, real talk. Like, I'm always sitting over here like, what have I done with my life? Like, this is so stupid. Like, I hate all of these TVs right now. Like, they're more expensive, yeah, sure, but like, what they're lacking is like way too much for me. Like, I'm so like, is it so hard? You know, I just need a color space managed system, decent blacks, good brightness, excellent motion, good sharpness. That's it. You know, it's not even like some next level stuff. Like, I need my TV to like pay my bills on time. You know, like some crazy next level stuff. Like, no, I don't need all that. But yeah, man, I hear you. We've got Jason. You said, what 65 TV do you recommend? For a 65 inch in an always dark room, Samsung Q8FN all day. If that's all dark, 100%, that would be your best bet for sure. Get it off of Amazon, and you get a pretty decent deal on it. What's going on, AP the Shooter? You said, appreciate it, Quantum. I might go. You said, Q8FN just because I don't want to take the blooming and grab the H9F for my shop. Thanks. And you said, thanks, bro. And most definitely, man. Yeah, I mean, I would honestly, if you don't want any blooming, the Q8FN is the way to go. There is none to speak of. The thing gets over 1900 nits, tested by yours truly. It's a phenomenal TV. Still, I can't say enough nice things about it. I mean, here we are almost a year later, probably a year later. I'm still talking nicely about it because it's a great TV. I mean, heck, when they did good, they did good. And now I've heard after the updates, it's a terrible TV, so don't update your TV. I heard the color saturation gets quite a bit lower. From a few of my colleagues, so I would definitely, I would not do that, but otherwise, yeah, it's a great TV, man. Jason, what's going on? You said, which is your favorite high-end projector? I don't really do projectors, though, to be very honest. I'm a little biased in that I personally feel that Sony makes the best projectors in the industry. That being said, I don't really have a favorite for projectors because I'm not Rockefeller, and I don't have like a big cinematic movie room where I can like sprawl out like 100 chairs or whatever and like build a home theater system, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm more of a TV guy myself. What's going on, Caleb? You said would you recommend to keep the H9F offline? Yes and no. So essentially when you get it, it depends. If you want to use the AI function, like fully automated stuff, and you don't want to have to do anything, I'd say like just don't, when you go through the initial setup, don't go online and don't answer any of the online questions and then wait until you get to, like, obviously the main Android 8.0 home screen where you're seeing Netflix and all the tiles and stuff, and then put it online. And then shortly after you wait, sometimes it takes up to 10 minutes for it to work, then it'll just say, hey, you know, do you consent to active viewing or something like that? I forget exactly what it says. And then shortly after, you just say, yes, I consent. That's the consenting to the AI function scanning things based off of how you're using it and what you're watching. It does not need to be online, but it does need to be online to consent and activate it, oddly enough. So once that's done, then you can obviously take it offline. If it prompts you for an update, just try to hit the home button, power off the TV however you can. Just make sure you don't do the update if it does try to do an auto update. So that's my best advice. Typically, though, I would stay 100% offline with every single TV, because firmware these days is malware, and they use it to sell their next product, you know? I mean, let's just look at it this way. If Best Buy is pulling reviews, one-star reviews, so that you buy bad products, chances are the manufacturers are probably able to put out bad patches so that you will buy the next product. I'm just saying. What's going on, Brett M? You said, hey, Quantum, what is your opinion on laser projectors? I may get one when they drop the price. Honestly, when it comes to projectors, I remain very neutral. I mean, I'm kind of like whatever when it comes to them, really. Honestly, I don't really have an opinion about them. Not good or bad, I'm just kind of meh. I mean, I think movie theater projectors are garbage, but I mean, outside of that, I think like a lot of the $30,000 non-consumer grade ones, they're obviously really cool, but I think the stuff that's most affordable, I mean, I think they're all about the same in most areas. Some are a little better than others, but I don't know. I don't like things that I have to replace, you know, like the light bulbs and all that stuff. It's not my thing. So ultimately, I like TVs, and I don't really have much to say about projectors, to be very honest with you. And fortunately, I don't run into too many of them at my job, so, you know, win-win for me, you know? What's going on, Skyhawk? You said different modes on motion enhancement on the H9F. You said, which is best, less judder? I mean, the one that I use is smooth. That is the only one that I use, simply because if you use custom is juddery. I mean, literally, all the other ones are juddery. It's like, that's like the only thing I hate about the H9F, really. It's like, or one of the only things anyway, is that like motion can get real crappy if you use anything but smooth. Now, I'm gonna just say this, like, just kind of like as like a general thing. Some people might take offense to it, some people might not. That's cool. But the thing is, like, I don't understand this faction. Like, we're like almost split 50-50. People that like it, people that don't. The people that say you should turn off all your motion processing because soap opera effect is ugly, I don't get that. I think that is really stupid, because the complaint is that it makes you look like you're on the set of a movie. It's like you're there. And my immediate thought process is, wouldn't you want to look like you're there in the movie, in the fantasy world you just paid all this money to see? I mean, thousands on the TV, the sound system, all that, and you don't want to be there? Like, that's stupid to me. But me personally, I don't get it. So I would say always try to get the dopest soap opera effect you can get, because at the end of the day, it looks good. It really does. At least for me, anyway. We've got Crash. What's going on? You said, hey, what's up? What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. We've got Real Madrid 9292. What's going on, man? You said always turn on action smoothing, or always turn action smoothing off no matter what I'm doing with games, TVs. You said, meaning good motion isn't that big of a draw for me. Would you still recommend the H9F? Thanks, Quantum. I mean, if you're turning off action smoothing, no. I mean, most TVs, to be real with you, man, if you turn that stuff off, it's going to get real ugly real quick. And factually, one of the only TVs that is going to be good for you is probably like a Sony, because their motion processing is fantastic. But outside of that, if you're turning off motion processing, all the TVs have about the same level of judder. It's really bad across the board, and that's just kind of what it is. It's a sacrifice, right? If you hate that three-dimensional look that soap opera effect or motion processing gives you, you're going to have to deal with the judder that comes as a result, which, again, I think is unbearable. But again, it depends on the user, right? John, what's going on, man? You said, hi, Quantum. I have a 2014 Vizio, 240 hertz top budget for the year. You said, is it a big difference from the top budget of 2019? Yes, 2014 to 2019 did yield some very different technology, and I think, like, let's say you go with the Vizio M of this year, right? The Vizio M this year has quantum dots, and that's going to be a marked improvement over 2014's color, most definitely. So yeah, I would definitely say so, man. And the local dimming zones and all that have improved over time. What's going on, Mantis 1967? What's going on? You said, thanks for your input, love your reviews. I appreciate that. You said, what do you think about I'm sorry, what do you think about the price drop to $999 for the X950G 55-inch? Would you update it out of the box to the latest firmware? Honestly, no, I wouldn't update the Sony X950G. I've had some serious problems if you look at my reviews on the Sony X930E, where, I mean, it just made things so much worse. I mean, updates in general, they're not good. Typically, like, there are some problems that can happen. Now, of course, the manufacturer actually details this and does warn you. You can see stuff like that on Sony's website. Like, for people that use the flash drive, Sony will tell you do it at your own risk. That's kind of the general policy with updates. It usually is an at your own risk kind of thing, because they can't guarantee that the update's going to work the same on every TV. So sometimes you can run into some issues where the software ends up glitching out and something downloads wrong, or a file gets corrupted, and then it messes up your whole TV in some way, shape, form, or another. So hopefully that was helpful, but typically, no, I wouldn't update it. I think the price point is good, though. $999, that's not a bad price at all. I think that's fair for the 950G, because at that price point, you can expect some blooming, some hazing, because that's just what's to be expected at that price point. Though, you know, you can do better. But not with the upscaling, though. It's important to mention that. Their upscaling is fantastic. What's going on, Moses? What's happening? You said, do you have any hope for Hisense dual layer since it's from a budget brand? You said, there is also the issue of the peak brightness limitations. I actually, honestly, will go on record to say I have the most hope and faith in Hisense as a budget brand to be the next big brand, because they actually are. They come from Sharp, and for those who remember the Sharp Aquos TVs, this is that same kind of quality going over again to, you know, the next level. So yeah, I think as far as budget TVs go, Hisense is going to take it. I really do. Especially once the black levels get deeper. I mean, that's really one of my main complaints with the H9F, with the small logos, if they could figure that out. Now, as far as the brightness limitations go, I think, yeah, there's going to be some real limitations when it comes to brightness, for sure, because, I mean, as you start adding dual layers, as you start trying to increase brightness, you run into more blooming, especially at larger screen sizes, so it really just does depend. But ultimately, I don't know, I think it's something I have a little faith in. I think they're going to turn a lot more heads than people are expecting, especially because their color management is literally the best I've ever seen. Nobody has touched that, not even LG. LG is second place, though, for their color management. I only wish their full arrays were good, like, because I would buy an LG full array and a heartbeat if only they buttoned them up better, but the TV world, huh? What's going on, Jason? You said, do you recommend the Q80R or the Q8FN? Isn't the Q80R newer? Yes, the Q80R is newer, but it does have some restrictions in color capabilities. I mean, overall picture quality, resolution, I mean, details, feature set. You're missing, like, HDR+. I mean, there's a giant scale back on that particular television. So I would honestly say go with the Q8FN. It's the all-around better TV for literally less money. The only thing, and I kid you not, the only thing you're not getting is the off-axis viewing. And if you watch TV at weird angles, or you have a weird seating arrangement that matters more than the overall picture experience, then that's where the Q80R would be the better option. But otherwise, I wouldn't even mess with it. What's going on, Christopher? You said, I can name the people that are doing this and using these security flaws for remote viewing. I'm sure, man. It's a crazy world we live in. Carol, what's going on? You said, Moses, some worry about dual cell can get hot. Yeah, I know a lot of people are worrying about the dual cell getting hot. I think any new technology is going to have problems, and I'll say any new technology, regardless of what it is, you never want to be the first. As you can see, I'm the first owner of the mini LED, first one posting YouTube videos on it, and I'm the first one finding all the problems. Fun, yay me, right? You know? Now, I don't know, maybe they can figure it out somewhere down the line, halfway through its lifespan and just button it up completely, or it can stay as glitchy as it is now and always be garbage. But right now, yeah, you don't ever want to be an early adopter of things. You're basically a beta tester, really. What's going on? High gross. What's going on? You said, what's the TV you recommend for 75 inches or bigger under $4,000? Honestly, I don't really have a recommendation for 75-inch TVs. I don't recommend them. I think it's a bad idea for 4K. 8K, it's a good idea, because, again, the resolution has increased. But I think for 4K, it is a really bad idea because, again, you do run into a lot more problems as far as resolution, motion processing, and the requirements just kind of go up from there. But if you did need one and you needed a general recommendation, I could say I can point you in the direction maybe going the Q8FN route. That would probably be the better way to go. But generally speaking, no, I don't recommend 70. That's a little too big. What's going on, Christopher? You said I've been working with attorneys in Tampa, Florida that specialize in this, and you said this is very intrusive and illegal. Most definitely, indeed. I wish that they would just like make legislation that could somehow stop this type of thing from happening, but it just never happens, right? Like, the updates are destroying products. We know it as consumers. I mean, you know it every time you update your phone that is a little bit older and it starts running slower magically. I mean, we know these updates are problems. They've been exposed, they've been taken to court, and we're magically supposed to believe it's not a trickle down to all their products, of course. I don't know. I definitely wish they could figure it out, but yeah. It's definitely the ripple effect for sure. We've got Christopher says, and the audience is large enough to ruin your life and take over your accounts. I hear you there. Brett M says, right. He said, he bulb life can suck. I don't have to feel. I guess you guys are just having dialogue. I'm trying to get to more of the questions here, so I'm just going to move past that one. We've got Jason, what's going on? You said, what's up? Thanks for stopping by, man. We've got Bobby, what's going on? You said, what's up? What's going on? You said, would you buy a Vizio D50U D1 for $140? No, I wouldn't, to be honest with you. I would just put that $140 towards saving up for a better TV, just being honest with you. What's going on, Square One? I feel like there's a certain way I'm supposed to read that, but I'll just say, what's going on, Brent? You said, what's good, Quantum? Nothing much. You said, which do you prefer? The Q9FN or the Q8FN? The Q8FN hands down. Q9FN has some problems with color and not a whole lot more. We've got Jason, you said, got myself the H9F, that's what's up. We've got Crash, you said, do Blu-ray players really make a difference? They do, because you can go into extra features. You said I watch all my movies on external hard drives. And you said the point here is I will get the best picture quality. We've got Steve, you said, have an old Panasonic, picture is fine, you want to upgrade, will you be happy? I mean, you'll be happy with the Q80R, it's just not the greatest TV out there, right? I think that's the thing to think about. What I want to let you guys know is that generally with all the newer TVs, there are some scale backs, but you can generally enjoy them if you're stepping up from a 1080p TV. That being said, obviously some are better than others, and you know, that's the thing you want to kind of keep in mind with all of these things. I know there are some people asking down here, like Adam, you're saying, have you seen Fade to Black's videos on his new 950G? I have not. I don't watch any of his videos, but I can safely say that the Sony X950G is a good TV, but it does have problems with blooming. In particular, that is one of the weakest points. Contrast is pretty low as far as when you compare it to the Sony X900E, and that's where I kind of throw my hands up in the air and walk away. I don't know. That's just me in general. We've got a lot of other comments. Do you recommend or what do I recommend under $1,000? H9F. and the Q8FN, guys, those are going to be my two top TVs that I do end up recommending, only because those TVs do deliver an awesome experience for most users. I mean, that's just kind of what it is, right? The market's bad right now. There's not a whole lot I can recommend. I mean, maybe the Q80R in like final place, but I mean, really, it's not looking good after that, but we'll see how it goes. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to end up ending the live stream. I do want to thank everybody for stopping by. I'm getting parched here. Time to get me a drink of water and get me some dinner in me and just relax with the family. But if you guys do have any questions, I'm here every Friday and things like that. You guys can always ask them after the live stream, or a little shortly after. I'll be putting up a video of the TCL Q825 showing you guys that particular local dimming glitch that I was talking about. And when you see it, just know it's an oh my god moment. It's not even over exaggerated or overshot a little bit. But that being said, I really hope that you guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Enjoy your families, and until the next live stream, I'll see you guys later.